The air was thick with smoke and the stench of burning metal. Plasma fire rained down, drills blared warnings, and synthetic enemies marched in perfect formation. Panic buzzed through the ranks of cadets from every known world, except one. A lone human cadet, barely 19, stood grinning in the middle of chaos. Then he laughed like he was having the time of his life. The instructors paused. The alien cadets froze. And in that surreal, dreadful moment, they all realized something terrifying. For him, this wasn't a test. This was home. This was what he was made for. The Intergalactic Military Academy was built to prepare the finest minds and warriors from the Coalition's 1,000 allied species. It was floating in low orbit above Acreon 5, equipped with the most advanced AI instructors, combat simulations, and zero-failure expectations. Every cadet trained here would either become a field officer or end their career prematurely. There was no in-between. It was Week 6 of Combat Conditioning Phase 2, known by most as the meat grinder. And the instructors decided it was time for the infamous live-fire drill Delta. The simulated battlefield was a massive dome filled with war fog, collapsed metal buildings, ruined armor vehicles, smoke, and the buzzing of combat drones. Alien cadets took their positions with shaking hands. For many, it would be their first experience facing simulated death, and pain protocols in the sim were just shy of the real thing. From behind the staging line, the instructors barked orders. Trainees, engage the field. Among the 70 cadets stepped forward a human, Cadet Rex Marlowe, born on Earth, citizen of the Terran Corps. But among the others, he was better known by whispered titles: Deathworlder, Bruiser, the Laughing One. He was lean, his uniform dusty from yesterday's zero-G drill, his eyes far too calm. Initiating Delta sequence. The sky roared red. Drones dropped from above like hail. Turrets popped from ruined barricades. The sim craters even burst with mock shrapnel. Screams echoed from dozens of species. Shields activated. Some dove for cover, others returned fire. Rex? He laughed. It wasn't a giggle. It was deep, loud, joyful laughter, like a man walking into his favorite bar. He cracked his knuckles and charged forward without activating his energy shield. A drone opened fire. Plasma scorched his sim armor, triggering pain receptors. He grunted but didn't stop. Instead, he leapt onto the drone and ripped it apart with raw strength. Did he just go hand-to-hand with a B-class auto drone? An instructor muttered. The alien cadets scrambled. Some followed Rex, hoping to survive behind his carnage. Others avoided him like a predator. Rex dashed across the field, vaulting over broken metal and smashing through ambushes. He moved with instinct born not from training, but from something primal. He dodged plasma bolts like he could hear them coming, tackled a trio of enemy bots, and used one as a shield while breaking the others. Cadet Vrel, a reptilian Kolari, crawled behind cover. His species prized order and predictability in battle. Rex was neither. Vrel peered over a barricade and saw Rex yelling, laughing, bleeding from a sim gash, and still moving forward. He wasn't following orders. He was the chaos. The drill lasted 30 minutes. Only 12 cadets reached the extraction beacon. 11 were wounded, shields gone, shaken to the core. Rex arrived last, carrying 2 unconscious teammates over his shoulders. He dropped them gently and looked at the sim overseer AI. Score me. The AI chirped. Damage received, 62%. Units destroyed, 47. Objective completed. Evac successful. Team assisted, 2. Final score, exceptional. The watching alien instructors were silent. One whispered. He broke formation, ignored protocol, didn't use issued gear properly. Another said, and yet he was the only one who didn't freeze. Word spread fast through the academy. That night in the mess hall, no one sat near Rex. Not out of hatred, out of awe. Vrel approached him hesitantly. Why did you laugh? He asked. Rex smiled between bites of nutrient brick. Because they were trying to scare me, and I wanted them to know it wouldn't work. You weren't scared? I was terrified. Rex leaned in. But fear only works if you freeze. On Earth, we learn young. Fear is just fuel. You burn it, or it burns you. The next day, Cadet Zaltor, a crystalline being from Turska, sat beside Rex in the armory. Then another joined. Then 2 more. They asked questions. He answered. How do you control your fear? How did you fight that drone barehanded? Why didn't you use your shield? He shrugged. Because on my world, we don't always have shields. Just fists. And stubbornness. By week 10, instructors noticed an odd shift. The alien cadets who trained with Rex were more confident, bolder, and more physically capable. They took more initiative. They stopped relying on technology as a crutch. They started laughing too. One day, a new drill was deployed, a night raid simulation. Unknown to the cadets, the instructors tripled the enemy count. Everyone panicked. Except Rex's squad. Form triangle, he yelled. Watch the corners. Don't wait to be told to survive. They followed. And for the first time, alien cadets completed a high-tier drill without a single simulated death. The instructors held a closed meeting. This human cadet is not only surviving, he's altering the very mindset of other trainees. He brings unpredictability. He brings leadership. One senior officer, a veteran from the Gruul War, simply said, he brings the fire. Graduation day came months later. Cadet Rex stood with the others, clean uniform, medals shining, tattoos still peeking from under his collar. It wasn't just ink. It was a Terran Special Resistance mark, a symbol of those who survived Earth's planetary siege 15 years ago. The Academy director gave closing remarks. Not all warriors are forged the same, but some carry the storm within. One such cadet reminded us what it means to fight not because you must, but because it's who you are. Rex was the first to be handed his badge, and the last to leave the hall, surrounded by alien cadets who no longer looked at him as different, but as their standard. And across the stars, whispers began. The Deathworlders are here, and they are laughing.